Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe out there. Big shout out and massive thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you're new, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification as well, because as you can see right here, I love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and yes, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. We are so early in this space, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone has to realize that. We'll get into that in a second. And also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through. It would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. All right, let's get straight into it. Little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. We can lose money like that, especially with cryptos, all right, in the blink of an eye. So please be careful out there. Do your own research. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go straight to the community tab, because there's been some bullish announcements overnight, and that is in relation to VeChain right now signing a $100 million sponsorship deal with the UFC. That is bullish as anything. I know that there are already partnerships in play with Crypto.com, but I mean, for VeChain, I've been talking about it for a long time on this channel. We'll get into the details of that. I still think it's incredibly undervalued right now, and I don't know why it's not pumping so much, but it's only the beginning. So we'll get into that in a second. These are my top altcoins today. You've got Luna Classic, Matic, Luna 2.0, XRP, and Tron. Believe it or not, they're the only ones that are up in my portfolio. And again, I'm surprised to not see VeChain absolutely flying today. Probably will be tomorrow once everyone else wakes up around the world. Anyway, let's have a look at CoinSpot. This is where I buy my cryptos in Australia. Please feel free to use the referral link below in the description right there. If you use that, you can get $10 in Bitcoin to get you started. Please do your own research, of course. All these prices are in Australian dollars. All my other apps are set to USD. I know I get so many comments. I'm catering for everybody around the world, including all my Aussie fans as well. So we'll go through this. Here are the prices today. Bitcoin sitting at 42,000 Australian dollars today. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. It is the OG. It's been around for a very long time. And again, I think it's only going to go up to $1 million in the future. Maybe 10 years from now. We'll see what happens. But I'm documenting these prices for this reason, because I'm going to look back at these videos and think, wow, look at the prices of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, etc. Crazy stuff. Anyway, Ethereum sitting at $2,594 today. You've got Cardano at 91 cents. XRP's at 58 cents right now. Solana's at $58. Dogecoin, 11 cents. Gosh, hasn't that gone quiet? That's gone very quiet, man. That's hasn't been doing too well. We'll see if that pumps up to the all-time high again of 80 cents Australian. Be very interesting to see that. You've got Tron at 11 cents right now. AVAX at $35. Shiba Inu. There's a lot happening with Shiba Inu. Not many people are talking about this, but a lot of organizations and companies are starting to accept Shiba Inu. Not that I'd sell it anyway, but I'm still holding mine as well. So moving on. Matic's at up 6% today to 94 cents. Crow's at 25 cents. Link's at $13. You've got Near Protocol at $7.36. Stellar XLM is at 20 cents right now. What other ones we got here? Algorand's at 58 cents. My favorites. You've got Cosmo at $12. VeChain's pumping slightly up 6% today based off that UFC news, which is nice. 4 cents. Still a very, very undervalued gem, I believe. I've been telling people about VeChain for a long time, over a year on this channel. So I'm bullish on it as well. I've got a decent bag of that. Mana is at $1.41. HBAR's at 12 cents right now, which again is so cheap. Let's move on here. Axie Infinity is at $28. I'm still bullish on Axie Infinity. I think play-to-earn games are still going to be big this year, and when the metaverse stuff comes out, obviously. The Graph's at 21 cents. IOTA banking coin at 50 cents right now. FTM 49 cents. You've got Neo at $17. I've lost big on Neo as well. Waves is at $11. I sold out of my Waves to put it into Axie Infinity. Quant is at $91. If this hits $80, I will buy it. Moving on, you've got Zill at 7 cents. Gala is sitting at 10 cents, another gaming play to earn project. I think this is another gem at 10 cents. That's a bargain. Lunar Classics is up nearly 3% today as well. I'm still holding that, of course, only a small investment. And XDC is at 5 cents. Still an undervalued gem right there. Look at it. Right there. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to crypto bubbles. See what's happening there today. Let me refresh this. Look at this Osmo pumping 57%, which is unbelievable right now on the day. It is literally jumped from $1 to $1.69 right now. So that's insane. Osmosis, I don't know anything about it. I have to look it up, but it's just massive right now. Obviously, you've got VeChain pumping a little bit today, still at 3 cents USD, based on the news of the UFC sponsorship deal, which again, I think is incredible. But VeChain's got massive, abilities with, logistics and global supply chain management as well, which, VeChain's going to be at the forefront of that, considering there isn't many to do with supply chain in regards to materials, cost, goods and so forth, tracking and tracing. It's unbelievable. So 5%, I'm still bullish on that one. Move on. You've got XTZ, Tezos, up 9.3% today, $2.31. Definitely a long-term play with Tezos as well. I'm not holding it, by the way. Link is definitely one that I'm going to be adding into my portfolio. It is a massive project, and a lot of other assets use Link as well, and their network up 8.1% today as well to $9.22 USD. What else we got here? Helium. Again, I've seen some comments that you can't actually mine helium here in Australia. Anyway, I just thought I'd ask the question, but it's sitting at $12 right now, and of course, Theta's up slightly, 6.2% today as well. I don't know what's happening with Theta. It's been very quiet. And again, I've got this in long-term storage because I've seen some pretty insane price predictions as well for Theta. I know a lot of people that made a lot of money off Theta. Moving on, here is the UFC partnership right now, and that's bullish for VeChain. So taps into VeChain as the first official Layer 1 blockchain partner. The multi-year deal was reportedly worth $100 million. Let's have a breakdown of this, what it actually is. So it has signed on to be the first official Layer 1 or base layer blockchain partner for mixed martial arts organization UFC. According to announcements post, the partnership includes a variety of integrations into UFC live events and original content for its digital and social media channels starting on Saturday, June 11th, which is really nice as well. So the said deal was worth nearly $100 million across a minimum of 5-year deal period. So CoinDesk reached out to VeChain to comment, but it hadn't received a response by press time. VeChain's token has moved modestly higher on the news, now up 2.4%. The partnership marks the latest crypto-centric move, for UFC in April. Crypto.com announced it would pay Bitcoin bonuses to UFC fighters. That is insane as well. Under a multi-year agreement, VeChain will have the rights to official UFC fighter rankings, providing visibility across live broadcasts and the UFC's online presence. VeChain will also have a branded presence inside the UFC's Octagon at 42 annual events and the top event Dana White Contender Series right now. How good's Dana White done for himself? He's done very well. Very, 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 very well. He's worked very hard to get to where he is now. So it's inspirational, man. It really is when you think about it. So the two will collaborate on a range of original content featuring UFC talent and athletes, and an annual brand ambassador fund will offer paid marketing opportunities to UFC athletes. VeChain is a blockchain platform specializing in real-world blockchain applications and supply chain management and business processes. Previous partnerships have included Walmart, Bayer, BMW Group, and among others, Louis Vuitton Group as well, which was Tag Heuer, Dom Perignon, Champagne, obviously Louis Vuitton. Massive brands anyway, so I think it's incredible as well. So it is a historical moment when VeChain, the Layer 1 public blockchain with the most enterprise adoption, joins forces with the fastest growing sport rise to raise awareness that blockchain technology is critical in helping deliver major global objectives such as sustainability. VeChain co-founder and CEO Sunny Lu. That's bullish as anything. I love VeChain. I think it's an incredible project with real-world utility right now. I'm just going to have a quick sip of water because I'm dying. I just had a coffee. There you go. Can't beat the Foss water right there. Anyway, now again, this is VeChain's website right here. Real world utility right now. So many partnerships around the world. You've got the United States, France, Luxembourg, Shanghai, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Singapore as well. And I can't get the map of Australia there. I'm not sure why, but it's just awesome as well. And that is Sonny Lou right there, who used to be one of the execs at Louis Vuitton Group as well. Bullish. Obviously, we've got here, this is in relation to Ripple and XRP. Wins big due to the SEC's major errors at I'm not going to say that, their mission hearing. Hogan analysis right now. By wanting to have it both ways, the SEC has inadvertently put the Hinman speech back into play as market guidance, which puts it back into the relevance as official guidance as to whether XRP is a security, and back into play as to the fair notice defense. So the SEC's Ripple hearing this week, which saw Judge Sarah Netburn showing an increased lack of patience toward the SEC's inconsistent positions over Hinman's speech, has led to widespread commentary among the members of the public. Among these is Jeremy Hogan, an Orlando-based attorney that has been regularly presenting his views on the XRP lawsuit legend, and once again offered his analysis on the conference in the video shared on YouTube. That hearing didn't go well for the SEC. We used to call these suicide mission hearings because you were being sent to your death right there. It's terrible to say that. But it's actually much worse for the SEC than you may have even imagined, as some major errors were made by them today. A summary hearing can be found here. In trying to win a loser, the SEC might have just lost a winner. The SEC is desperately trying not to handle the infamous hand over the infamous Hinman emails over to Ripple, said Hogan, who added the plaintiff has already lost the deliberative process privilege argument previously and now is raising the attorney-client privilege argument. However, the changing positions on who or what the clients here the clients here is definitely a problem for the SEC, as attorney Mrs. Hogan has pointed out in the previous analysis right there. So the issue with the SEC's claim is that the plaintiff will struggle to explain who the client is, and the agency has taken no less than 3 positions on who the opinion speech was. First, it was the SEC's opinion, then it was later became Hinman's personal opinion, and now it's the division's opinion. That's exactly what happened at the hearing. Judge Netburn asked the SEC counsel help her understand what legal advice Director Hinman received and for what purpose it was given, what was the legal advice for, and what he was seeking the advice for. Another sharp question was, do you still stand by that position today in the Hinman speech? Was his personal opinion. The judge seemed unconvinced by the SEC's answers and twisted the knife a bit more by letting the plaintiff know that the SEC's distancing from this speech is problematic because there must be a purpose for the SEC's lawyers to give legal advice, and if this is his personal opinion, then there's no purpose for the legal advice. She really doesn't like the SEC at the moment. She's not playing around. She's taken it very seriously. There has been some rulings today as well, but we'll get into that in a second. I'm still bullish on that as well. And of course, you have the NOVATTI partnership right here, making the Australian stablecoin AUDC. This is NOVATTI Group, partners with Ripple and Stellar. That is awesome as well. Finally, the Australians are going to have their own stablecoin, very similar to USDC. We're going to have AUDC, basically backed by $1 Australian. So there you go. That's happening right there. I've covered that yesterday. That's bullish as well. Cryptocurrency bill will mitigate key risks for Web3 investors if it can pass right now. You've got these 2 senators right here that have put up this proposed bill. It's very interesting right here. So the crypto industry has long asked for more regulatory clarity, especially in terms of which projects, this is interesting as well, fall under the SEC jurisdiction as securities and those that are part of the CFTC's jurisdiction as commodities. The SEC will oversee securities activity with the exception of derivatives contracts that track commodities based on the old case law and Howey test. However, as this new technology has taken off, most tokens do not fall neatly into a security or commodity bucket right now, leading to many different interpretations and projects who want to stay within the US, spending a lot of compliance and legal resources and expenses. To date, only tokens that have been effectively deemed commodities are Bitcoin and arguably Ether. Now, I found that fascinating because Ethereum essentially had an ICO, and there's been so many videos about, Vitalik Buterin saying people can buy the token, blah, blah, blah. And obviously they did get a free pass from Gensler and the SEC. Anyway, that's favoritism right there. Definitely something fishy going on there with Ethereum and the SEC and, JP Morgan, consensus, all of this stuff right now. That's why I refuse to use MetaMask as well, just saying. Anyway, I think it's some step forward for crypto in general with this bill in the United States. And I think it's going to set a massive precedence as well if this gets passed. I think it's just a step forward. So we'll wait and see how this develops over time. Obviously, I want to point out something on Glassnode. The Bitcoin wallet addresses. Now, I found this fascinating. I looked this up myself. And I was just curious to see the active addresses now. And you've got 16,000 as of October 2010. Obviously, a long, long time ago right now. But look at the growth of Bitcoin over the years in terms of wallet addresses right now. So 2016, 17, 13 million. Look at that massive rise right there. All right. So currently, you're looking back at 2019 when definitely a low time for Bitcoin around that period of June 2018 when the drop happened, but it still continues to grow. Look at that growth now. I mean, it's just insane right now. So it has dropped off a little bit in 2022 right here, or 2020. Sorry, I can't move my finger right here. But again, the growth of this has just been ridiculous. This is what I'm saying, that, we need to think long term with any crypto asset. This is the way it is. Look at 2010. It's just insane right here. 2 million, like 10,000, 21,000 addresses. Then it just shot up to, 20 million plus. I mean, it just goes to show how early we are in this space. And I love this to show this chart because it's facts. Think long term with any crypto investment. Anyway, central bank digital currencies will create evolution, not revolution, in international payment systems. Central bank CBDCs may offer a route towards improving and simplifying the complex ecosystem of international and domestic payments, but are not likely to replace established conventional payment systems for the foreseeable future, new research shows. The great excitement around cryptocurrencies at present, such as Bitcoin, you've got here, which are either decentralized or issued by non-central bank entities, are sometimes likened to the Wild West. That is because their governments do not like to, let people have their own freedoms right now. They want to control it. That's what CBDCs are going to do. They're going to control people. Go watch that podcast on Joe Rogan. It's fascinating. On much more regulated level, many central banks are considering launching their own central bank digital currencies, with the Bahamas and Nigeria having done so, said Dr. Chusu right here, he of the University of Bath School of Management. We've investigated the implications of CBDCs for international payments and found that they may promote greater efficiency across many aspects of the domestic and international payments at the central bank level. But our findings proved consecutive. We think in the near term, CBDCs won't disrupt the existing payments infrastructure, but rather coexist, which is fascinating. Now, again, I just want to point out something again. ISO 20022, CBDCs are all coming into play. This article right here on Finextra is interesting as well. 4 key challenges and strategic considerations of ISO 20022 on banks. This is all coming in right now, ladies and gentlemen. So the global adoption of ISO 20022 open message standard is the most far-reaching, widely underestimated development in the global payments industry to date. ISO 20022 goes some way to address the inherent problems of a multitude of payment messaging formats and interoperability issues. The implementation of ISO 20022, however, comes with a significant operational risk due to the size and complexity of the change involved. This has required banks to plan years ahead to manage this transformational change. Banks across the ecosystem must be willing to rethink operating model, which will require strong focus on interoperability, data quality, and integration of new technologies. So have a look at this. In Europe, the European Central Bank and SWIFT have announced go-live dates in November 2022. With the ensuing deadline fast approaching, banks ill-prepared are feeling the pressure. SWIFT has announced a phased 3-year migration plan. However, this does not ease the pressure as banks' payment systems need to change and receive the new ISO 222 message formats from correspondent banks that are migrating at the start of the transitional process. In November 2022, SWIFT will enable the ISO 222 messages for cross-border payments and cash reporting. Every SWIFT member bank must be able to receive and handle ISO 222 messages defined by CBPR. This is a significant step for the adoption right here. And I'm just saying that Ripple in itself may be partnering up with SWIFT. We don't know that for a fact. There's probably some deals being done behind closed doors. But Ripple is going after not only the messaging systems, but the actual transacting of funds. So they're going after both, not just messages, but the actual moving of funds from one country to the other. That's why I love Ripple. It's got massive utility. Anyway, moving on, cryptometer.io. It is going to be a long video today. I do apologize about that, but there's a lot to cover in the news. Obviously, a lot happens in 12 hours. Can you believe it? Link is where the money's been flowing. Ethereum, BNB, Solana, USDC, and XRP. Bullish on that one if you go to the last hour. Let's have a look. XRP, Near Protocol, BNB, Solana, BLZ. You've got Clay, AUD, ENS, MDT, CHMB, and Cello. That's where the money's been flowing in the last hour. Let's go to Twitter. We'll have a quick read through this because there's a lot here. Do Kwon sent $80 million a month to secret wallets. That is a lot of money right now. It's crazy to think how much money has been moved out there. And this is interesting as well. Terra employees reportedly confirmed to the SEC that Do Kwon cashed out $80 million a month prior to Luna and UST crash. What would anyone do with $80 million a month? I mean, that's just insane right there. Crazy stuff. Jeremy Hogan, legend. Love you, man. I follow a lot of Bitcoin-focused Twitter accounts, and there is just not much to talk about, really. Mostly they talk about what they ate for lunch, or as below, say what you will about XRP, but it's the most exciting crypto to talk about right now. And that's the truth. It is the most exciting. Facts. There's a lot happening with this, and it's going to set a massive precedence. And again, you've got Ashish Birla right here has now become on the board of directors of Ripple, which is nice. Someone is taking his place in the company, which is bullish. Here is the tweet in regards to VeChain now partnering up with the UFC. Very excited to share that VeChain has become the official Layer 1 blockchain partner of the UFC in a historic global marketing partnership right here with 900 million households across 175 countries. VeChain will receive an unprecedented brand asset integration. One of many partnerships, ladies and gentlemen. They're very, very big with partnerships. Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 13 at the moment. Brad Garlinghouse saying thank you to Ashish Birla, welcoming him to the board of directors of Ripple, which is nice. Moving on, you've got Cardano founder says that after the Luna collapse, they decided to add an additional test harness to its network. That's Charles Hoskin, which is nice. According to the survey by Deloitte, 93% of businesses accepting cryptocurrency have reported customer base growth. That's awesome. And again, the SEC case just keeps getting juicier with Ripple. The SEC can redact, this is Johnny Deaton, can redact personal items, email, phone number, or exhibits previously sealed or redacted, but must file the opposition publicly. So I and everyone else will get to read why the SEC objects to me participating on behalf of XRP holders. They do not want retail getting involved in this case, which is really annoying as well. Janet Yellen says the US recession unlikely, but no drop in gasoline prices soon. I mean, that's just insane right there. Gas prices in Australia, fuel prices are going through the roof, which is just ridiculous. It has to come down. It's getting unsustainable, ladies and gentlemen, especially with interest rates going up as well. Now, this is in relation to, what's his name here? Bill Gates and David Letterman laughing about the internet. Let's have a look at this.
Information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but you know, it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It's not a huge difference.
What is the difference?
But you can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
Right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals,
Exactly.
and then you can come
That's
back
the
a year
RAM
later.
thing you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell?
That is Bill Gates right there. Thank you, Altcoin Daily, for that video, man. By the way, I appreciate that. I'm just saying, look at that laughing and criticizing the concept of the internet. This is what's happening in cryptos right now. Do not listen to the FUD out there. Cryptos are not going anywhere. They're making bills in the United States in law right now to regulate crypto. Institutions, banks, financials, corporations, companies, retail stores, everyone's moving to crypto. Pay very close attention to this right now. Now, this is interesting as well. digital asset investor, and Wizzy X. Thank you for this video. Not true. Senator Gillibrand right here in Gensler will not say publicly whether Ethereum is a security or not. Your secret meetings don't count. Get him to publicly say it. Have a listen to this.
Say to that.
I think he's...
Todd Phillips from the Center for American Progress had this to say. He said, the status quo would be better than this bill. So many of these tokens are securities and need to comply with the regular, usual securities laws, and this bill tries to create a special crypto-specific disclosure regime that I don't think discloses all the information investors need to fully evaluate whether to purchase a security. What do you have to say to that?
I think he's wrong, and I don't think he's spent enough time with the bill or the industry or the regulators, and we have. And so we believe that, as we've said, a great deal of this is going to the SEC. Most cryptocurrencies go to the SEC. The particular Bitcoin and Ether would be certainly commodities, and that's agreed upon. That's agreed with Chairman Gensler as well as the chairman of the CFTC.
How is Ethereum, not a security? Like, I mean, how? It's crazy stuff. Anyway, moving on. Shiba Inu. 90% of the world is gearing up to accept Shiba Inu as well. That's interesting as well. You've got Per Ripple's reply again to Jeremy Hogan letter. We can get an idea of what's happening here. I'm assuming here there are hostile communications made to the SEC's expert witness, or perhaps just hostile online comments, and the SEC doesn't want their expert physical address disclosed. This is in relation to James K. Phelan. Ripple defendants have filed their response to the SEC's motion to seal its opposition to the amici request to participate in the deliberate hearing, forgive legal terminology right here. The SEC's motion to seal the amici response and the Ripple defendants' response are now below. This is all happening right here. Again, you've got Money 2020 right there, and Ripple is straight up on the stage. Joined a panel to discuss why now is the time for financial services companies to embrace crypto. Bullish right there. They're absolutely everywhere. It's unbelievable. Some other stuff right here. Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z have announced plans to fund a Bitcoin Academy in Brooklyn. Bullish as anything right there. Ripple defendants have filed now. XDC as well. I've got a new partner with Trade Tech, obviously, for being named as one of the few select members of the World Economic Forum at Davos. Don't sleep on XDC. There's a lot happening right there. Now, bullish interview with Brad Garlinghouse. Bank XRP, thank you for this. I'm going to play this and we'll end up the video on CoinMarketCap. Let's have a listen.
The CEO of the company can't control the XRP ledger. I can't change a transaction. The irony of this is, as the XRP ledger has become more decentralized, Bitcoin and Ethereum have become more centralized. Obviously, lots of people are aware of the 51% attacks. You now have 3 miners in China that can control the Bitcoin blockchain. So when I hear people kind of making the points, is the XRP ledger centralized? I think there's a lot of people out there that are fighting holy wars and they're spreading misinformation. And they're spreading misinformation because they have an economic interest in that. I don't worry about some of this stuff because I feel like the facts, as I said up front, the facts will set you free. And the fact is that XRP, anybody can participate in the XRP ecosystem. And if Ripple does something that's not in the best interest of the XRP ecosystem, the rest of the ecosystem could ignore us. So I think it's very, I think when people dive into the technical details, XRP is very clearly decentralized. That's one thing I guess I would want the community to understand. The most important thing probably is the people who continue to conflate, I think some people do this intentionally, conflate what is XRP and what is Ripple. Ripple is a centralized company investing in a decentralized technology in the same way Amazon was investing in TCP/IP in some ways.
Bullish as anything, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it. And again, this video is going on for ages, my longest video, but there's a lot to talk about. Here are all the partners for Ripple right here. Here are all the other banks and institutions partnering with Ripple. It is facts right there. That is awesome. Now let's have a quick look at CoinMarketCap. You've got $1.2 trillion. You've got $58 billion in volume, 46% BTC, 17% Ethereum. We're in the red at the moment. I'm only looking long term here, ladies and gentlemen, of course. And if I go to my watch list right now, yes, I'm holding Bitcoin because I think it is going to go to $1 million very soon. And of course, you've got the banking coins here. My all-time favorites, XRP, Stellar, Algorand, Hedera, IOTA, Quant, and XDC. These ones I'm very bullish on, ladies and gentlemen, all right? That's pretty much it for today's video. We'll speak to you all very soon, all right? Take care. Peace. Bye.